Okay, so Minecraft is perceived in a multitude of ways, whether it be perceived as a survival block game or an exploration and building game. Everyone finds something of value within Minecraft. The diverse ways that the game can be played and modified has contributed to its success all the way back in 2008. Back then, Mojang was quite a small studio. They had not signed deals with other corporations, keep that in mind, nor were they affiliated with Microsoft. And due to the team being very small during that time, updates were usually produced faster, but they were smaller. And they often consisted of like 10 new blocks and new like possibilities like redstone. The development structure like changed in 2004 due to the acquisition of Mojang, and this indie studio evolved into a much bigger studio at the cost of being merged into two games, Bedrock and Java Edition. Microsoft is known to hold left-wing political beliefs, and this will become prevalent later within this video. Microsoft was able to advertise the game to a much larger audience due to the the creation of Bedrock Edition. Since the development team was much bigger due to the acquisition by Microsoft, the first huge update since 1.12 was put into production, the Aquatic update. This update was well received, and it was unlike anything the Minecraft community had ever seen. And the update was focused on the ocean, obviously. They expanded them in a good and well-fledged way. Every feature had its place within the game. And that's something that you don't really see that much in mods and right now. Just keep that in your mind, I guess. A private Minecraft design guidebook was created, and yeah. And then Microsoft, after that, they signed deals with various climate change corporations, and the team fully committed to parity between Java and Bedrock Edition. Unfortunately, due to the sheer scale of the update, of the Aquatic update, plenty of bugs and performance issues would soon pop up. This led to developers needing to work harder on the next update while simultaneously optimizing the previous update. Nonetheless, the next update was well received, and that update was Village and Pillage. This cycle continued until 1.15, a noticeably smaller update. One can only theorize on why the update was so small, but my personal theory is that the update was so small because they were fixing the bugs from 1.13 while also giving themselves time to work on the next update, which is the Nether update. So the Nether update was really well received, obviously, and it was pretty well fleshed out, even better than the Aquatic update, in my opinion. But something that has been overlooked is the music artist change, because previously C418 made all the music, even up to the Aquatic update. But since C418 refused to license his music to Microsoft, he could no longer make music for the game. So he was replaced by Lena Raine, and Lena Raine has a more fantasy-ish vibe to her music, but that's besides the point. Anyways, this may seem insignificant, but this is just one of the first signs of Mojang, I guess, or Microsoft prioritizing profitability over user experience, I guess. Anyways, due to how well received the Nether update was, the development team immediately started working on 1.17, which was the cave update. They did not consider the technological challenges they would encounter by making the world bigger by they more than tripled the world height, I believe, just to make room for the new terrain. And it caused the game to be broken in so many ways that they had to split the updates into 3 parts. So I guess there's a reason that mods before that time didn't even touch the world height. Like, it was so hard coded into the game that no one just touched it, I guess. Also, I believe the Nether update didn't encounter like these challenges because like Mojang thought ahead, making 1.15 a smaller update to give themselves time beforehand. They didn't do that with 1.17, which was the cave update, because I guess they want to maintain the hype that the Nether update gained them, I guess. That's just my theory, though. But due to the technological challenges, the update was split into 3 parts, and players noticed the split, but no one assumed anything to be wrong. And despite the update being split into 3 parts, Microsoft advertised each separate part as if it was a complete update, which was such a horrible decision. It was such a horrible decision. If you look back to see how they were advertised as if they were full updates. So people were like, those who weren't really aware of the split, anyone that wasn't like fully engulfed in the Minecraft ecosystem, they didn't realize. So this led to, I guess, a lot of people like being disappointed with the update and thinking it's much smaller than it actually was. And also, as a side tangent, mob votes were also in full effect, and they also like contributed to people thinking that the update wasn't that good because the mob vote guarantees that at least 75% of individuals that don't receive the mob that they actually voted for, leading to people like almost guaranteed, like over the years, to be mad at the results of the mob vote. And as they were repeated again and again, people just, I guess, more people just wanted the mob votes to stop. Not me. I always got the mob that I wanted, but yeah. Anyways, in the third part of the cave update, fireflies, just something happened. Fireflies were scrapped. They were claimed to be scrapped because they are poisonous to frogs, but the developers of Minecraft themselves say it was because of performance, having entities in a large quantity, like just floating around, would have killed like Bedrock Edition's performance, especially like on mobile. So yeah, I believe, and this is just what I believe, they didn't state the real reason that they were scrapped because they believe their reasoning was more politically acceptable by their climate sponsors and like their audience, like how they, their sponsors that I said beforehand. I don't remember their names, but yeah. And this had like the opposite effect with their audience, since at this point, most of their audience just saw straight through that. They had been with the Minecraft community for so long, I guess, and they just didn't, after the split, the mob votes and everything that happened beforehand, they just weren't happy with how things were turning out. So, and I guess this is one of the first examples of like Mojang's management being at fault, because they did not, what's the word? They didn't speak to their audience in a good way. Yeah. And to make matters worse, the merge of Java and Bedrock Edition, which was something that was seen as good at first, caused a new feature to be introduced, and that was chat reporting, obviously. And before I say this, I don't think chat reporting is like as bad as people think it is, nor do I think it's the best feature ever, but it's just overhated. And I'll talk about why right now. When this feature was introduced, most of the like Minecraft community had been starving for new content, and YouTubers basically saw this as like an opportunity to gain viewership. Previously, the community was like frustrated over many things, the mob votes, like the design principles, the fireflies, things that were scrapped, the design choices they didn't like. Yeah. But now they had a target that was indisputably disliked by almost the entire community. And since the chat reporting system was still in alpha and snapshot phase, mind you, meaning it wasn't even released and no one had been banned yet, and still to this time, I have never heard of anyone being banned from this system. But the chat reporting system was still in alpha, and it had many ways to be exploited, or the community found many ways. And YouTubers such as like ItzJhief and by the way, this, I believe this feature was simply added because of legal issues between like the target audience of Bedrock is really, really young, and the merge from Java and Bedrock, I guess there's a lot of moderation features in Bedrock Edition that just aren't there in Java Edition, if that makes sense. And this is why I think chat reporting was added. So YouTubers such as ItzJhief used like the chat reporting system while it was still in snapshot phase. They took advantage of it because it was flawed at that point. They used it as leverage, like making multiple videos on how flawed the old system was. And over the coming weeks, Mojang actually listened to the feedback. I promise you, if you look at the exact timeline, they actually fixed the feedback. They made it so that they even made articles on like how it wouldn't be viewed by bots or anything. And literally, they fixed the exploits that were listed in the previous videos. If you look at the timeline of like Phoenix SC's videos, you can see how the bugs are literally fixed through your own eyes. Still, YouTubers kept making videos on the topic, and like the videos that were promoting the old bugs and exploits were still like being promoted in the algorithm. So people still thought that the chat reporting system was as flawed as it appeared. So, and this is coming from a person that every Wednesday goes to Minecraft.net to see the snapshots, no matter how insignificant they are. So, yeah. Anyway, this led to many articles being published about chat reporting by Mojang themselves in an attempt to clear the confusion. However, they were conveniently overlooked by the public eye and or public figures. To content creators, the chat reporting system was a way to unify the Minecraft community against Minecraft themselves. And any threat to that unity was like overlooked by them. Since it would basically like, it would take away their only source of news, I guess, or like income or viewership. And then to make matters worse, people that saw that this like chaos or whatever unfolding, they started an organization by the name of SaveMinecraft. I don't even think that was too popular, honestly. But this organization promoted the idea of skipping like 1/3 of the cave update, like 75% of it. Not 75%, 25%. Oh, wait, no, like 50. Hold on. Wait, what the hell? Okay. Skip 1/3 of the cave update simply because of the chat reporting feature. Some even went as far to say that 1.19 contained chat reporting when it actually didn't. This led many impressionable players to avoid 1.19 altogether, missing out on new content in the process. This made the player base even more frustrated. And despite 1.19 having one of the most visually, auditorily, and functionally impressive location and biomes to date, and this is coming from someone who has went to the deep dark multiple times just for leggings, it's amazing. It's the best biome in the game. it perfectly fits within like the Minecraft ecosystem, setting a mood for the biome. Anyway, since a lot of players avoided 1.19, they missed out on new content. This made the player base like even more frustrated. I don't know if I said that already. I'm reading my own script, so please don't be mad. And since 1.19, oh wait, I already did read that. Okay. Since that, anyway, despite 1.19 having the most nice and like well-fleshed up, being one of the most well-fleshed updates, players still chose to focus on chat reporting, since that's mainly what YouTubers were talking about as news, I guess, even despite the release of the update still being relatively new. Keep in mind, no one at that point had been banned from the chat reporting system yet. And 5 months later, which is basically now, there's still no news about any player being banned via the system. The massive drama and hysteria over the system was basically because of the community essentially like causing its own outrage and algorithm stuff. And this is why a lot of mods chose to stay on 1.18.2, and this led many individuals to choose mods as sources of new content instead of updating to 1.19, because they just assume like 1.19 contained chat reporting or something. And since players could install any mods they chose, they often compared the quantity of features within their chosen mod pack to the quantity of features within the average Minecraft update. This led to individuals believing that modders are better developers compared to Mojang themselves, when that's simply not true, in my opinion, and you'll see why. Okay, I need water. Yeah, I need water. But the mods used to make these arguments often consist of like 100 plus team members, which is I believe that's really close to Mojang's team count themselves. And these mods are like Quark, Create, Alex Mobs, let me see, Twilight Forest. Let me think. Where are the mods that are actually really popular? Yeah. Those are the biggest mobs that are popular right now, I believe. Leave yours in your favorite mod in the comment section. Why not? Since these mods are like open source, anyone can contribute. So that's above the 100 team members baseline. So, and they don't need to like worry about developing Minecraft for multiple platforms and versions either, unlike Mojang. And modders don't need to worry about the marketability or management constraints. Because, most likely Mojang cut Fireflies because of there's another reason Mojang could have cut Fireflies, because they were at that time sponsored to like a climate change corporation. And they wanted to stay environmentally like nice and friendly and all that. They even have marketplace maps about that. So it would be hypocritical to like, from Mojang management perspective, to add something that would kill frogs in real life into the base game, if that makes sense. So modders were obviously able to add Fireflies with barely any issues, aside from performance. So yeah, that's why. So they don't need to worry about the marketability or management constraints either. So yeah. Anyway, all of that to say, my stance on chat reporting is that it's an overhated and like overexploited topic that has led to the confusion, I guess. And like a lot of people misunderstand why it was introduced or how it's used and why just a lot of stuff has happened. So this is why I made this video. I hope you enjoyed. Leave a comment if you made it this far, and I will hopefully see you in the next one.